sure that don't pull your thing out unless you plan to bang is a reference to sex, but also it's also a reference to the trade deadline. Like, don't put your chips out unless you plan to make some moves. Just as we were about to go into the air, the Sacramento Kings decided to pull their thing out, and they plan to bang. Full in rebuild mode. They moved Tyrese Haliburton, a man who was said to be untouchable. It turns out that the Indiana Pacers were able to touch him. He is fully touched now. He is theirs. He is now in their bedroom. There's a meeting in the Indiana Pacers bedroom, and Tyrese Haliburton has walked on, and I don't know where this is going. Woj bomb. This is the bomb. This is the sound of the Woj bomb. Here's what Woj tweeted out as I was at lunch. Got this tweet. Pacers trading Damontas Sabonis. First, and actually, hold on. Pause. This Woj tweet just tells you everything you need to know about the industry, because it matters more about being first than actually spelling people's names right or even getting the deal correct. I'm going to read this as he wrote it, so don't bang on me, because this is how he wrote it exactly, and then I will revise as it actually is. The Pacers are trading Damontas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb to Sacramento for Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. The Pacers are sending Damontas Sabonis and a 2027 second-round pick to the deal to the Kings. So what he meant to say is the Pacers are trading Damontas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Justin Holiday to Sacramento for Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. And the Pacers also include the 2027 second-round pick in the deal. So Sabonis finally gets traded. If you're a Wizards fan, I have to say, you're not encouraged, given the fact that the chatter for the last month was, one, Sabonis was going to go to Washington to give Bradley Beal some help. Mm-hmm. And also, it was going to take the other chatter, secondary chatter, separate chatter, independent of that, was that the Pacers were reluctant to do the deal with the Wizards because they needed 2 first-round picks in order to get them. I don't know if I read that wrong, but I didn't hear any first-round picks in this deal. In fact, I don't even see anything picks at all until I'm in my 40s. Truthfully, I am 35 years old right now, and this pick will convey when I am in my 40s, folks. 2027? Excuse me. What? 2027. That is how you know that these people are lying to us. First and foremost, Tyrese Haliburton, untouchable. No, not untouchable. Damontas Sabonis, 2 first rounds, not 2 first rounds. That is what we call, in the biz, very complex, high-level negotiation tactics, where you tell the world what that market is and that value is. And you say it enough times where people believe it. 2-time All-Star, Damontas Sabonis. It doesn't matter if he's limited defensively. It doesn't matter if he's actually not that good. 2 first-rounders for Damontas. That's the value. 2 first-rounders for a 2-time All-Star. Okay, that's a lie. Also, Tyrese Haliburton, completely unavailable. We're building our franchise around him. He's like the guy. High character, shoots well, long lead, blah, blah, blah. No! They were literally increasing their players' value to the point where they could make that trade and neither team would feel swindled. Mm-hmm. High-level shit right there. Also, what does this mean for Bradley Beal? Bradley Beal went on record and said to Chris Haynes, if we don't do something, if we are not better than a play-in tournament team, and I am in my free agency year, which is tick-tock, going to happen at this summer. Listen, I'm open to all scenarios. So if you're not trading Bradley Beal and he could leave, then what are you doing? You're going to offer him a supermax and maybe he'll take it, because why won't you take a $250 million deal and then push your way out, push and pee your way out in 12 months? That's best case. Worst case, he says, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to leave to go somewhere else. And I don't want to do a sign and trade. I'll take less. You get nothing, because why? You fucked me. You couldn't do the deal. You couldn't get me help. That's a second option. 3, is there a possibility now? Because the new news that I'm about to bring up in a little bit later is like Bradley Beal just had season-ending surgery. It does not surprise me that on the heels of this trade being made, that Bradley Beal, less than 2 hours later, decides to elect to end himself down. He shut him down for the season, just like Damian Lillard. Do you think there's no correlation between teams that are just trash and star players that are deciding to have season-ending surgery? I tell you what, there's not. Forgive me, I'm a little fast-moving today. I've had a lot of coffee. As for the Kings. Oh, yeah, back to the Pacers really quick. Pacers could possibly end up flipping now Buddy Hield. You could end up seeing Buddy Hield, who is largely seen as a losing player, flip him to the Lakers for a Talen Horton-Tucker and second-round pick. Pacers are making out like fucking kings. Just traded Karis LeVert, which we didn't even talk about. Sheesh, that happened over the weekend. They traded Karis LeVert, and they get picks for him. On top of that, now you've traded my guy Damontas Sabonis for picks. Now you get back Buddy Hield in return. Excuse me, you trade him, you flip him for more picks, you flip him for Talen Horton-Tucker, then you probably flip Talen Horton-Tucker for someone else. I mean, that's what we're doing here, just assets on assets on assets. Love that. I love that for them. Kings now have fully given up on making Fox and Haliburton work. Probably the same situation as CJ and Dame to a lesser degree because it happened less time. Hield's been on the blocks for months, years. Tristan Thompson gets moved. I do not care about that. But Haliburton is really good. He's really, really good. He's fun, high character guy. He's going to make Indiana Pacers much more watchable, much more consistent than they were with Karis LeVert. And there's going to be a lot of open shots and a lot of open touches for guys like Myles Turner if he ends up returning after his injury situation gets settled. So, Pacers probably going to be building around Brogdon, Haliburton, which I love. You probably have Chris Duarte in the mix, TJ McConnell, TJ Warren, assuming he doesn't get moved as well, and Lance Stevenson, blowing in everybody's ear, lighting up guys. I like this team. This team is fun. Who knows? Also, I think they flip Myles Turner. I think they flip him. I just think, I'm not going to say why. I think they flip him. I just think that he's been very vocal about his role. Very, very vocal about his role and the limited role that he has been in. He's had multiple injuries over the course of his career to his lower body. And I think there's something that I know as a tea kettle myself that makes a lot of noise about things that I don't like, which is why we're pushing P in 2022, is that when you point out problems, organizational problems, people, strategic problems, etc., you are now the problem. It is not the problem that you have pointed out. It is you that is the problem. And how do you fix the problem? Not by fixing the problem. You fix the person that's been calling out the problems, which you move him. And ultimately, I think that is what ends up happening. Call me the Oracle of Delphi if that ends up happening in 2 days. As for the Kings, massive shift in direction, sort of. Sabonis gives them a front court scoring that has been lacking since probably Boogie Cousins, I guess. And the logjam at guard is now finally fixed. You've got Davion. You've got Justin Holiday. I keep forgetting which Holiday it is. You also have Fox with Lamb now at the 3, Barnes at the 4, Sabonis at the 5. Very small lineup. That is assuming that Rashawn Holmes gets moved and Marvin Bagley gets moved, which now seems more likely. My man Jay Ham, beat writer for the Sacramento Kings, said, Kings are not done. Kings are not done in the least. More moves to come. I don't hate this. Sabonis has to figure out how to play defense. I think Davion Mitchell is going to force him to. In practice, I can see that being very, very fun. This team is better. James Ham, like I said, this team's got more to come. Possibly going to see Rashawn Bagley and probably maybe Harrison Barnes get flipped as well. Listen, folks, trade season is cooking. Cooking. And with the deadline in 48 hours, more food on the pan to come. Could be some more massive, massive moves on the way.